the string, pull the string.
Scoodly, wow, wow, wow.
Play area backstage.
Hey, what's up? This is Buddy.
This is Matt.
We're in Senses Fail. We're here at Warped Tour 21,
21st year of the Warped Tour.
2015. I met Matt. He played in a band called, well, I didn't meet him then. He played in a band called Strike Anywhere. And he played in New Jersey one time, and I saw him play in 1999. And then I started a band 3 years later. And we've been a band for 13 years. Matt's been in the band for 5 years.
5 years. This is the 7th Warped Tour.
Yeah, I think.
Done, I think.
I think.
It's a lot. I don't know. This is my third one, but he's been on like 7.
This is your third one?
This is only third for me. 2005, 2012, 2015.
I think it's our 6th year on Warped Tour. Young pup. Oh,
things were different back then.
Things were a lot different back then. It was a totally different world, totally different age, totally different everything. Other than everything else has changed. So it was a really fun experience back then. It's fun now too. It's just different.
Yeah, for sure.
Big change, big personal change. The music industry is completely different, and then all the music is complete. I mean, it used to be all punk bands.
Yeah.
Now there's no punk bands on the tour, right?
Not really.
There's
none of like your NoFX or Bad Religion or Lagwagon or Rancid, which used to be like the staple. But times have changed. Now we're the old band.
Yes, now we are the oldest. Well, H2O, when they play, will be the oldest band. And Motion City Soundtrack is here for 3 days. They're a little bit older. But other than that, it's us and this band called Silverstein. We're the oldest bands on the tour. My whole lyrical process is just, this is me. Here you go. And that's really, there's no wall or anything there. So it's,
No filter.
yeah, I don't really have to explain the lyrics because they're sort of self-explanatory. That's sort of kind of how I've always been. It's a lot of just listening to the music. Once we get the music set, I'll go over and try to come up with some melodies. And then once I get the melodies, I go back and try to write lyrics to the melody. That's sort of my process.
Do you ever like just write lyrics and have them like poetry, and then you're like, oh, this would work for this song, or this would work for another song? Or is it always just specifically tailored for the exact song?
It's specifically tailored for the exact song. Sometimes pieces fit, but I don't usually try to make things fit in songs. It doesn't really work. I don't think it works. Some people are really good at it. Probably just be ready for you can be successful for a little bit, but that it's going to end, and it really takes a lot of like being okay with going up and down and up and down, and 1 minute everybody likes you, next minute nobody cares, and you have to be really okay with like riding the wave of what that is, because people's tastes change. But if you stick with it, you can kind of create like a loyal fan base. But it's really difficult. You really have to like battle through the times that are lean, and you got to really be passionate about it. I mean, but it's different. I mean, it's totally different business than it was back then. In like 2003, we sold like hundreds of thousands of records. Like, we were playing in arenas. It's a totally different thing now. It's just, I wouldn't even know. I didn't expect any of it.
I started playing basement shows and VFW hall shows and sleeping on floors, and like never, like, you wanted to put out a 7-inch and get a review in like Heart Attack magazine or something, or Maximum Rock and Roll. It wasn't like expectations of playing amphitheaters and stuff like that. That stuff's all awesome, and it's nice, icing on the cake. But yeah, I had very, very low expectations when I started touring. I just wanted to do what my bands I looked up to did,
Yeah, then it kind of took off in the mid-2000s, and now it's like kind of this sort of hybrid thing of what it once was, and it's still successful, but it's not anywhere near as like giant as it was in 10 years ago. But yeah, I never expected any of it, really. You gotta. It's really difficult. Advice. I mean, all I really ever say is you really have to be like doing this. You have to like. If you don't like playing music, it's gonna be difficult to do because you're never gonna make the sacrifices and be willing to do the things in order to play music. You're gonna be like, well, I'd rather go do this, or it's not worth it. Because it's hard, being away from home and sort of sculpting your life around this takes a level of commitment. So that's one of the biggest things I see a lot. That's why a lot of bands break up, because people in bands go, I don't really want to play music as much as I want to do this. It's the first time I smelled weed. I didn't know what it was. And I'm like, what is that? And my mom's like, that's weed. That's like that's probably my big memory from that show, was the smell of weed. Oh yeah, record Pull the Thorns From Your Heart comes out June 30th. We're selling it on Warped Tour now, so if you come out to the shows, you can buy it. Yeah. And then we're going on tour in Europe in September.
And some more stuff. And
then some more U.S. touring in November. Yep.
In Burbank, California, with Sean Lopez. He was in a band called Far, and he's like, worked with the Deftones a little bit, and just a good producer. We've always like admired him, and bands he's been in, and also just like the sounds he gets to record is really like raw, natural, powerful sound, not like super overproduced, just like, and his guitar tones, top notch. But yeah, he's awesome. He did our last record, Renacer, as well. So we went back with him, and yeah, everything went really smooth.
One so far, we shot a live one yesterday, and we're gonna shoot it tomorrow as well. So there'll be some more videos, but we don't really do a lot of videos. You get one a record. We did 2 last time, but about 1. We're not big video guys. What have I been reading? I've been reading Joseph Campbell.
Just like sci-fi and fantasy stuff. We're like, me and the other guitar player Zack are really into fantasy. Yeah, it's cool.
It's called The Importance of the Moment of Death. Nice. Check it out. Wow. Yeah, it's a pretty important moment in your life, the moment of your death. So it's kind of be aware of it, when it happens, to be aware. It would take a chunk of time to really explain the full meaning behind it, but that's sort of the gist. When you think about death as part of your life, it's less scary. Because you're going to die. You're going to die. Everyone in this room is going to die. Every single person in here is going to get sick, get old, age, die. So is your family and everyone you love. And it's not a morbid thing. It's the reality of life. So when you start treating things as such, it changes the way in which you live your life. Hey, what's up? We're Senses Fail.
And you're watching Bay Area Backstage.
We are in retreat.
Go!
destroys the humanoid. Intruder alert, intruder alert. Intruder must not escape.